Hello everyone, welcome to the official podcast by SOA English Cafe in association with SOA Photography Club for the National Conference on Sustainability and Innovation 2026 in collaboration with KAHO. As healthcare continues to advance and reach more people, it brings new responsibilities. One of the key challenges is making healthcare more sustainable and environmentally responsible. To explore more on this topic, we have Ms. Kirti D'Souza with us, co-chair of Sustainability Forum KAHO. Hello ma'am.
Hi.
Before we begin with our questions, I would like to take a moment to ask you how you are doing today and how has your experience been so far?
Good. Thanks for taking a note of how I'm feeling. I'm feeling very comfortable first because the hospitality with which all of you have taken care of us is really nice. And we see there is a lot of effort that has been put in making the event successful. So also sustainable to a large extent. So that way, quite happy about the the panelists who've been value adding and a big number of students and participation from different hospitals. So that's really making this gathering really nice.
I'm so glad to hear that. Let's begin with our questions. Firstly, ma'am, sustainability can sometimes sound like an industry jargon and it looks good in presentations. But in your real world experience inside hospitals, what makes sustainability truly real and actionable?
So to be honest, sustainability is something which is embedded in our ethos from generation. Just that over a period of time, we have lost sight of those culture and values and ethos. And today we are more driven by a kind of a corporate approach. While it is very good to say corporate approach, but what governs the corporate approach, what governs the bigger hospital may not be the same which governs the smaller hospitals. So when I walk into a hospital, I would definitely be more comforted to know the hospital has care towards environment. It has a philosophy in which they treat the patient with utmost care. Patient safety is their priority. The facility is fire safe. I go to a hospital to take medication, get healed. So I would definitely expect that I need to be safe when I come out of that. So historically, we have seen the plus and minus. But what is essential is definitely how does this experience come to a patient? How does this experience come to a leader? How does it come to the staff? How does it come to each and every person within that hospital atmosphere? The whole ecosystem. The experience comes when there is a moment. The moment comes when there is a thought. The thought process is basically through the leadership. When it is strong in the leadership, definitely it is seen trickling down to the last person, as we were discussing in the panel in the morning. So that way, when I go to the hospital, I definitely look forward how much has the hospital cared towards this mother, how much has it cared towards the society, how much has it cared to how it is running the whole institution with that element of governance in it. So if they have put effort, it gives me an added satisfaction.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. Sustainability should go hand in hand with patient safety as well.
Yes.
Moving on to the next question. Once it becomes actionable, direction matters. As part of KAHO's Sustainability Forum, what are the immediate priorities you believe Indian hospitals should focus on right now?
So for the hospitals to be guided, for the hospitals to establish, implement and maintain, it is very important that they are educated about a structured approach on giving an understanding on what is sustainability. So KAHO's priority has been that. KAHO through the research approach has touch-based to the stakeholders across the value chain, understood the issues around sustainability across all the three pillars of environment and social and governance, and seen what exactly are those issues which connects with the intent of the organization, intent of the hospital around patient safety. And so to facilitate, we have structured it into a standard guideline, and the BIS standard which is going to come out will be accessible to everybody free of cost. So it is a guidance standard, a national standard which should be there for any organization to refer and then understand and be guided towards a structured approach of implementing sustainability. So that would definitely be one of the important agenda for us. Secondly, we have also worked on a sustainable event tool. Now, this event also, we have shared the credentials to evaluate how sustainable this event has been. So, KAHO wants to encourage every event that is happening to look at a perspective of how can we save energy, water, waste, material, and look at all the arrangements that it is friendly for different genders and also for people who are challenged. So basically we are looking at enabling the organization towards better understanding, a structured approach, and a framework which will help them achieve the performance indicators easily, and they're able to equate themselves, benchmark themselves with others. So these are a couple of priorities that I could share. Research is definitely driving us, so we will continue to do the research and see which are the other areas we are able to connect with the hospital to enrich their understanding.
Definitely, ma'am. These are great initiatives by KAHO. Moving on, policies and frameworks are important, but implementation depends on people. So, how big of a role does behavioral change among doctors, nurses, healthcare workers play in actually achieving sustainability goals?
So when we look at the leaders, they set by example. So it trickles down again. So when I look at a doctor, I get inspired. And small things that the doctor follows, a nurse follows, it makes a huge difference in the hospital. It is just like if there is a pipe that is leaking and I'm not attentive to even close it, I'm not aware that how much of wastage of resources is happening. So then I'm not sensitive enough. We are talking about resource conservation. It cannot happen just by one responsible person or a vision or a policy that's written. This is something which has to be achieved through a change in the attitude of care, right, towards the resources, towards the safety. It has to happen across organization. So behavioral changes is one of the positive elements that can make this magic happen. So we need to connect with the stakeholders within the hospital. It could be the patient or it could be the caregivers. So they all need to be acclimatized to this understanding. And then we have to see, we can definitely see a huge difference just by the attitude change. There is metrics that can improve, the KPIs can improve.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely, sustainability is a shared responsibility, and a positive outlook towards it is the first step.
Yes.
Ma'am, when we speak about sustainability, there's a tough balance between infection control, which often requires single-use disposables. So, how do we responsibly reduce plastics and waste without ever compromising patient safety?
This is a very tough journey, I should say. Currently, we have gone into so much use of single-use plastic in the healthcare industry. So reversing that path is very important, while reversing without compromise is the challenge in hand. And so research is very much necessary at all levels to see what are the alternatives that can come for the plastics, which can withstand the temperature, if at all you're sanitizing it, if at all you're ensuring that there is no infection potential in it. So we have to look at those plastics which are reusable, which are recyclable, and we have to find a hierarchy in use. Can we do the elimination? First of all, we need every hospital to understand where is the use of plastic happening today, map across the functions, identify the departments where the plastic usage is highest. And then if you're able to see, go to the micro level of understanding what kind of plastic is being used. And then with the help of the whole cross-functional team there, try to understand, is there a way that I can eliminate the use of plastic? If elimination is not possible, then can we look at reduction? Can we look at alternatives? If that is not possible, then can we look at minimizing? So, and then where are the alternatives fitting? What are the alternatives available in the market, right? So we need to do a diligent research for people to really understand what are the alternatives there. It is easy to say we have to go without plastic, but then research has seen a lot of wonderful results of use of plastics even in transplantation, etc. So there are positive uses, but the point is, it is actually the magnitude of plastic generation in the country, in every city. It is a huge quantity of metric tons of generation per day in every city. Now that huge quantity, we are not attuned to handle it. So ultimately it is coming back to the environment. And plastic, as we know, takes 400 years for degradation. So a single-use plastic, if it takes 400 years to degrade, then where is all this plastic ending up? It's ending up in the same earth that we all live. Hence, this kind of a urgency, the feel of urgency for following a hierarchical approach and taking a participatory approach is the key point.
Yes, ma'am, that was really insightful. Everyone would agree that we should firstly try to eliminate the use of plastics, and if not, then we should look for alternatives and try to minimize it.
Yes.
Ma'am, lastly, I would like to ask you, for students and young professionals who are watching this, what mindset shifts and skills will define the next generation of sustainable healthcare leaders?
I think this generation is totally going to be swept with AI. We are influenced. I cannot deny that. But I'm just thinking about the next generation. So we are a generation who have seen the past, who have experienced the present, and we're looking forward what happens to the next generation. So I think next generation has a lot of resources available in terms of knowledge in their hands, at their disposal. What is very important is the resilient attitude, the need for hard work, the commitment, and a mindset to remain rooted towards an approach towards sustainability, bring innovativeness in it. A thirst and a passion for that is something which our youth can really make wonders with, because the future definitely needs a lot of innovation. So I'm sure when people like you have that kind of an inclination, you can make that change what we want to see.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. I hope our viewers and all the young professionals are taking notes, and I'm sure they will find this conversation really insightful. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a wonderful day.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.